brought to you by the City of Marinette. Yay, we have a sponsor. Love it. And I have a new guest with me today, which I'm very excited about, and I hope you are too. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, I am Chad Franker. I'm the founder of and CEO of Meals with a Friend.
Meals with a Friend. This is new in our community, and I had the opportunity to talk to you a little bit about it and through text
Yes.
and all that good stuff. So this is really amazing what you're doing.
Embarking on, yes.
Yes, working on. So that's why we decided to go on the mic and introduce it to everybody.
Great, yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell me and our listeners and our watchers what the purpose of Meals with a Friend is?
Well, Meals with a Friend is more than just a simple food, and you're like a proponent of Meals on Wheels. They give you food and then
you just go.
Yes. Meals with a Friend it addresses more than just feeding your tummy or your stomach. The volunteer shares a meaningful conversation where you talk, you share stories, you share life experiences. I mean,
companionship.
And companionship most importantly.
Yeah.
Like you develop a relationship, and we're addressing the unspoken like epidemic, I think, or pandemic probably, because of the isolation and loneliness within the communities.
Yeah.
Communities is
right.
Yes, because this is affecting everyone at different stages and rates and
usually it used to just be, they would say it was just for seniors.
Yes.
And now, like what you're saying, is that's not the case.
No, it's not, because we have people who we'll say 30-year-olds or 20-year-olds or 40-year-olds, and they're lonely like everyone else, and they just want to connect.
Right.
I mean, they don't do any of the they may go out once in a while, but they don't want to do the extraneous.
No, none of it.
Yes.
The culture has changed.
Yes.
Yes. There's no more let's go to the bar to have a good time.
Yes.
Yes. Where that has changed. People are at home more. They don't want to face a ticket or DUI or whatever it may be.
Yes, the repercussions of
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when simple act of sharing a meal with a companion or someone that I mean, when and my love for food and companionship is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what made you decide to create Meals with a Friend?
Well, I graduated with a degree in psychology and human development.
Okay. So
I'm well adversed in the psyche and stuff like that, and the health benefits of receiving a nutritious meal. And I did an internship when I was in college for hospice clients.
Yeah.
That shook me to the core.
Right.
Where I sat with many families whose loved ones were on their deathbed.
Yeah.
And that,
it changes you.
Yes, I mean, I loved it because I respected the families in that they trusted me enough to sit with their loved ones.
Right.
And
it's
and,
different.
Yep.
It's different when you go through something like that.
Yes, totally.
It's a different experience when you have a loved one that is, at end of life.
Bedridden, and yes.
Yeah.
And so, and then I've been doing the helping profession for ever since college, and then I my grandfather passed away this summer,
Okay.
and he was a recipient of Meals on Wheels, and
Okay.
he voiced that he was not pleased with it because they just put high volume food into a plastic container
Okay.
and they just gave it to you.
And that
it's-
was it.
Yes.
Okay.
And I like I'm my ears are always perked up when something like that,
Right.
like the disservice
Should be
of
something more.
yes,
Yeah.
and the food was just terrible,
Oh, no.
and then I've been doing this ever since late December with my
Okay.
grandmother who's living alone, and she loves it. Like, well, no, actually, I love it because I get to interact with her and learn.
Yes.
I mean, I've learned great things about her.
Yes.
She's very active in that. She's doing puzzles and stuff like
Oh,
that,
yeah.
giving more purpose to my life, and in turn giving more purpose to her life by
Absolutely.
sharing it with her grandson.
Yes.
Yes.
You learn a lot about a person.
Yes,
Yeah,
by sharing, by
it's-
talking over it, as simple as a meal, and of course I create the most fantastic food in the world. I mean, I cook all my stuff with high quality foods. I mean,
Okay.
I
That's wonderful.
yep. I mean, I cook everything in an air fryer, and
Yes. The air fryers are wonderful.
yes, I agree.
So how does Meals with a Friend work? Like, what's your process going to be?
Well, since this is such an early infancy business, or
Nonprofit, maybe?
yes,
or something like that?
possibly down the line. Yes. We would have someone contact myself or the organization, and we would get them paired with volunteers,
Okay.
and then it's as simple as that, and then they would share a meal with them,
That would be
and
wonderful.
yeah, and we like this also addresses maybe the family's children are so very concerned about their parents living alone, but they're not in the state or the city of Marinette,
Right.
and they're like 60 miles down south or north or wherever,
they could be
but they still care,
Right.
and Meals with a Friend is just like a wellness check, and
Exactly.
yeah, and then
Exactly.
and I mean, even spending time with my grandmother, like the other day we just did a puzzle together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, it's just those little things that,
Yes.
show them that you care and,
Mhm.
that you want to learn and be there with them, even if it's for an hour.
Yeah.
That hour means so much
Yes.
to them.
Yes.
So how do people sign up?
Well, they would contact me or on
Right.
Facebook. Yep.
Okay.
And then we would pair them with a volunteer,
Okay.
and just because we're such in the infancy stage, I would personally have to meet them first and see how comfortable they are
Right.
with the volunteer, and then we'd go from there.
That's nice. You kind of pair,
Yes.
the volunteer would be
Similar,
similar
yes.
to
Yes.
the person that you're
Yes.
going to be bringing
Yes.
the meals to.
Yes.
And I would assume that you're in need of volunteers.
Totally. Yes.
Totally.
Yeah. And like I have people that I personally trust because I've either worked with them before,
Uh-huh.
or they've taught me as my teachers and stuff like that, or
Right.
I've like, for example, I work closely with Tim Stouse,
Okay.
and he's kind of like my business
Partner? Partner? Yeah.
partner, and he and he's gonna give me business advice, and then
Wonderful.
I like John LaCourte, who's
Oh, yeah. John's
yep,
wonderful.
yep,
Yeah.
who's a circuit judge. Yep, Judge
Yeah.
John LaCourte. Yep, and I mean, if he said he would volunteer possibly and stuff, just people in the community who want that connection piece too, because
Yeah.
it also serves for the volunteers.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're serving both people, right?
Yeah, both communities, those ones that need that interaction.
Yes.
You know, otherwise, it's almost like that.
Isolation, COVID was a perfect example
yeah.
of how isolation and loneliness can
Affect you.
impact your physical
Oh,
health and
yeah,
mental
mental
health
health.
and everything.
Yes. Yes. So, what would you like to tell our listeners about Meals with a Friend that we might have overlooked or just in general?
Well, Meals with a Friend is more than just a simple meal. It is companionship, and we do things the mission is to care about people.
Mm.
And if we don't care about people, then what's
the purpose?
Yes, what's the purpose then? I mean,
Yeah.
we need to start caring about people and realizing that, hey, there's bigger things in this world than these. I don't know. I don't want to.
Yeah, I understand what
Yeah.
you're saying. There's other organizations that do things. Everybody does something a little bit different.
Yes.
And I think what you're doing is very unique.
Yeah.
It's more than a meal.
Yeah.
It's companionship. It's getting to know that person and spending time with them, and
Yeah.
even if it's just for an hour.
Yeah, and I mean, even wellness checks, like
Oh
you can go play cards with them, like
yeah.
playing
Play
speed
some cribbage.
or yeah,
Play 31.
or
play
war.
Yahtzee.
Yeah, it doesn't
know?
really matter. It's
Yeah,
the
it's just
the
that
world
time.
is your oyster.
Right.
Right.
And it's, your time is valuable
Mm-hmm.
and you're spending it with that person.
Yes.
And that is everything.
Yep. And even more, if you want to spend it more with other people, the business is so new that this could be incorporated in it as well, because we have partnerships with the lodge on Maine.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and they would say if your volunteers are too tired to cook, that they would give us 20% off.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, I totally know. And Sunday through Thursday.
That would be perfect.
Yeah, and the ADRC in Marinette said that once we produce like pamphlets of describing our organization and stuff, that they would carry our
your
information,
your
for
marketing material.
for other clients, potential clients.
Yes, that would be perfect. You look at those organizations, and they will make sure that you get in those. Where you need to start getting those clients.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I think this is awesome, and once you get with the right people, and it sounds like you are, this is going to blow up.
I hope so.
I think it will.
And I want everyone to know that if you are feeling the least bit lonely, talk to someone, please. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. Just talk to someone you trust, and
definitely
open yourself up, please. I mean, because open up to people who are different than you, because we have to make this world more acculturated.
Exactly. Well, we're running out of time here, buddy.
Okay.
I need you on a longer show.
Yeah, well, I would be fantastic with that.
I think you would too.
Yes, and I mean, we can divulge about more different topics stuff.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, Chad, for coming in.
You're very welcome, Melissa.
All right. Well,
thanks.
Everybody, that was Chad Franker with Meals with
a Friend.
So this is a new program that's going to be starting up. But if you guys are interested, in learning more, or looking for a phone number or anything like that, you can check out their Facebook page, and all the information regarding it is on there. And like I said, this is just starting up, so if you are interested, I think this would be a really cool thing to get involved with. So again, shout out to our sponsor,